Hi folks, this is Rose from Rose's Garden, and we're going to go back in time a little bit and use our SoftFlex design kit Lavender Lemonade to make an anklet. I had a show this week and I sold a few, so I needed to fill in those holes. So let's turn down and I will show you how we're going to make this anklet. So we're going to use the purple amethyst beading wire that came with the kit. I also have, I'm going to use this as an extender chain of a lobster claw, some jump rings, a couple of crimp tubes, some bead caps, and a lot of daisy spacers. Now the other things that came from my stash, these are all from, well, they're not all from my stash. The crimp tubes are from the kit. But the other things from my stash are these really pretty little flowers. So that's from the stash. This is from the kit. Well, I think those. So what I want to do is I'm going to take, and this purple glass rose will be my focal. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to use these two metal rondelles on the other side of that. Then we're going to put in these miracle beads with the bead cap on the one side, like so. Now these are pretty much conforming bead caps, so you can squish them down some if you need to. Next is going to be this big, large lavender bead. And we're going to start with our daisy spacers, one on either side here. And then one of these fire polish, daisy spacer, now we're going to start putting in these flowers, more daisy spacers, then the next fire polish, crackle bead, now the daisy spacer again. Now our second set of, come on baby, let loose of your buddy here, of miracle beads with the bead cap. Whoop, no dropsies. Then we'll put this fire polish. Oh, nope, forgot. This fire polish is after our next move, which is this other flower here. Then we'll have a daisy spacer, then this fire polish, and this daisy spacer and the pink. Now we'll do the exact same thing on this side with our flower, daisy, pink. Now this should be exactly about the size we need. If it's too big, then I'll take the end pink ones off and daisy spacers off. But we will still put this extender chain on, which we're going to put this little tiny bird at the bottom. And we're just going to use a jump ring to put that onto there. So let's get out some of our SoftFlex. And I'm just going to work right from the spool. I prefer to do that because then I'm not second guessing myself. So I'll put a bead stopper on here and just start stringing our beads up. So we'll go right down the line how I've got it set out. I think these purples and greens are so pretty together. Looks like a little flower garden, especially with our flower beads in here. Now this rose is our middle point, our focal, if you will. Isn't that pretty? Now let's see how long this is getting to be. We need about 9, we want about 9 inches, so. And that's about 4 1/4. So I think it'll be about right because that'll be 8 1/2, and then when you put the hardware on, then you're gonna get the extra length you need. That's wrong. We want the green one first. Okie dokie, here we are at the end. So we'll put this last bead on, put a bead stopper on it, and then we are going to measure it. So here's our bead stopper. Let's roll these babies up to it. We'll move this one up. Isn't that pretty? Now we'll measure this. And it is 8 inches. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. With the hardware, we should be at 9. And then if we're not, we're going to put on this extender chain so that'll take up any extra space we need. So let's cut this wire right here and put the rest of our SoftFlex away. And then we're going to start crimping. So we want to put our crimp tube on this end. Now, you can do one of two things right here. Well, you could do three if you wanted to. You can put your jump ring in right now, or you can just don't bother and just leave a loop over here. Now, now I know some people who actually crimp straight to the, oops, look at that. The crimp went right into that bead. Okay, we need to get a small spacer here for this end because the crimp is trying to go in the bead. So I've got a couple of small spacers here. We will put this one on this end, and then we'll redo the crimp. And then we'll put this other little one on the other side, since of course it has the same bead over that side, so we don't want to have the same problem. So let's just get these pushed up some to about where we want to crimp it at. We don't need a big spot, so we're going to just leave about right like that. And we'll get our pliers out, put our crimp in the divot and squish. Then we're going to turn it and squish again. And keep turning and squishing with the magical crimpers here until you have formed this little round ball. Now this should be pretty tight. It feels like it is, and we can roll our wire over and around over that direction. Bing. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We'll put that small spacer in first. Come on, baby, don't be difficult. Then we'll get our crimp tube. Again, this is the place where you could put your jump ring in if you wanted to, but you don't need to. You can put it on afterwards. Obviously, it opens. So now, though, we do need to get... Okay, it doesn't seem like to want to go through that fire polish, so that's fine. We'll stop it right here. Let's get the rest of the wire through here. Come on, wire. Now we'll just pull her up tight. Let's make sure she's got most of the excess of space out. Feels like so. Move this down a teeny bit, tighten her up some, and then we will get our crimp tube inside our pliers and crimp. Do the same on the other side and keep rolling it till we feel like we're good and tight here. Oh, look at that. See, it wasn't tight. See how the wire just came down here? So we're going to have to get this wire back up here somehow, or move our crimp bead back down. I think we'll try just okay. This time it feels like it's pretty good. So cut the excess wire off. And we'll put our jump rings in. One on either side. When we put in One side we'll hook the chain up. When we hook the other side up, we'll put the lobster claw in. So this is the side that had a little bit of problems. We're just going to get that in there. And we'll put the chain on this side. Now we'll close this up. And then we'll get another jump ring. This jump ring's for the lobster claw. Now, incidentally, I always put lobster claws on a jump ring. And that is because they can and will break. And if you've got it on a jump ring, then you don't have to worry about if your lobster claw breaks. See, this piece right here is a spring. And if it breaks, this whole piece can come out, or it might just stick up here and not come back down. There's a number of things that can happen. So anyway, let's put our little bird on the end of our chain. We'll use another jump ring to do that, and just gather up a ring, and then our little birdie. It looks like I have an extra jump ring, but that's all right. We can always put it away. And there's the little bird on the end of the our extender chain, and our anklet is finished. We'll just hook it right up to here. And we'll see how big it actually turned out to be. Oh, it's not even quite 9. It's only 8 3/4. So I guess it's just as well we put the extender chain on. Let's see if I can see. So with the extender chain, we can make it up to about probably 10 at least, if not a little larger than that. But there it is. Isn't that cute? And there is our really pretty little anklet with our extender chain with our little bird. Like so. Okay, there is a really pretty anklet made using SoftFlex wire and the SoftFlex design kit Lavender Lemonade. Though I did add all of the spacers and these pretty flowers. But isn't that a pretty, pretty anklet? Now, sometimes I like my anklets to be a lot thinner than this, but this one is not really bad. Sometimes, you don't want really big beads in an anklet. Most anklets I try to make them anyway, sort of delicate. So there's my anklet, all finished. So this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we've been making this beautiful little anklet using the Lavender Lemonade Design Challenge Kit from SoftFlex. Now that kit is all sold out. It's been a few months since it came out, so I know it's pretty definitely gone. But if you have these beads, or even something, you can use any beads for your stuff, just 9 inches. Well, unless you have a larger ankle, and if you're making it for yourself, then make it to the size you need it. Or if your ankle is smaller, I know I have a sister whose ankle is like only about 8 inches. So you might want to make it smaller for a smaller ankle. But there you go. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.